Let's get it. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Let let everybody get in here. I need to share it, man. Let people know we live. Let people know that we live. What's up? What's up? What's up? What up? What up? We live now, baby. Let's go. We are live. Let's go. Eurovision, Italy wins. Okay. 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 What's up, everybody? What's good, man? Letting everybody get in here. Got some stuff to show y'all today, man. Can y'all hear me just fine? Let me know in the chat. Sheesh! You can hear me in the chat. Give me a sheesh. Let me know if you can hear me, man. They got some new info. Yeah. I mean, aside from the V jumps, but I've discovered something in the V jumps I wanted to talk about. Wish this game had a longer lifespan. To be honest, this update, I don't see them adding anything else. I don't either. Cell is going downtown. He's going downtown. Pause. 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 By the way, y'all, if y'all can, man, share the chat, man. Share the chat, man. So I am going to be discussing for your viewing pleasure today. I'm gonna pop out the chat here so I can keep up with what y'all got going on and whatnot. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. There we go. Pop out that chat. Okay, so this is what I want to talk about today. DLC 3. Well, you already know that. You already know that. But looking at the V-Jump scans, dude, there is some things that have come to my attention that I want to discuss. And the whole playable Trunks thing, playing with Kid Trunks, it is, or Teen Trunks. One of my main questions was, are we going to start with the little kid Trunks? And then, because here, right here, guys, on the V-Jump scan, right here, it says playable character. He's playable. Trunks is playable. This Trunks with the sword, you see him standing there. This is the Trunks that we get in the game. What's up, man? So, the question was, are they going to be two different Trunks? The Trunks that we currently have in the game, what's going to happen to him? Blase, blase. So let me back up for those of y'all who may not know. For those of y'all who know, this could just be a simple refresher. The Trunks that we currently have in the game is only unlocked at the end of the main game. He's also unlocked at the end of DLC 1. When he's unlocked at the end of DLC 1, he's unlocked with the same skills, Z-Orbs, and everything that you have from the Trunks that's unlockable in the main game. At the end of DLC 2, he's unlocked again. He's unlocked as a playable character again with the same level or whatever that we had, when we were playing with him with the main game and in DLC 1. And it's very interesting because unlocking him at that level and at that stage, like I told y'all, Trunks is he's one of those unlockable characters, and we see now why, because in DLC 3, it's about Trunks. When I reviewed the game, I mentioned how it was odd that they didn't put the stuff that Trunks did at the end of the Cell saga when he went back in time and destroyed the androids and Cell. We now see why. We now see why, because in DLC 3, he's going to be finishing the business. And y'all know, because y'all follow the channel, that Trunks, or that it's going to include that. That was my speculation. I was saying, well, they didn't put that in the main game. So maybe we're going to play through the history of Trunks and the time, because that's what I couldn't figure out with the history of Trunks is, what are they going to do when they get to the end of the history of Trunks where he goes back in time? And my speculation was that they would go back, do some sort of flashback or something. Now, I think it would be really dope if we actually got to play as Trunks going back in time, fighting with Vegeta in the time chamber, fighting against Perfect Cell, Doing that kind of stuff and then coming back, that would be really cool. But I don't see them doing that because when you go back into that timeline, Goku's there. However, it would be really dope if we got to do that, and they could very easily do that. Now, and then I said that we would go back into our timeline and we would fight the androids and we would fight Cell. Okay. It would be cool if we fight Dabura. It would be cool, but I don't know, man. I'm on the fence about that. The Trunks that we're getting is going to be buffed. No. Okay, so I'm getting into that, Jackson. So that was my speculation, and that's what happened. Now we get this scan here saying that this Trunks is playable, and I know people are going to say, oh, that Trunks is playable. Oh my gosh, we're going to have two different Trunks. No. It's going to basically become the same Trunks, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? This Trunks here is going to be the same Trunks as this Trunks. That's my speculation. I could be wrong. I don't think that I am, because it doesn't make sense for them to have a kid Trunks and then an adult Trunks that you could play with. Now, it's weird that they show him. I mean, it's not weird. Let's look at the playable thing for a second, guys, because whenever they said that Gohan was playable, everybody was like, well, not everybody. A lot of people was like, Gohan's playable, so he's not going to die. We're going to be able to play with Gohan, blase, blase. And I did a video about that saying pump your brakes. Let's remember what playable character means. It doesn't necessarily mean they're unlocked for the entire game. Mind you, the whole DLC 3, guys, is going to play out like a smaller version of Kakarot. Picture playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, but without Goku. Like, you're going to get to go to different locations. Master Roshi's ship is at his island. You're going to get to go there. We have Orange City. It's not Hercule City because the Cell Saga stuff didn't happen. You see what I'm saying? Gohan's mom is still going to be making the meals. I don't know why people think Bulma would. Doesn't make sense. Chi-Chi's still alive in History of Trunks. Makes no sense for Bulma to make the meals. Okay? So, this is going to be a big DLC. If not, you can level him with Sacred Waters. Okay, so I'm going to touch that real quick. I'm glad you brought that up. The Sacred Waters don't carry over. I don't think they're going to carry over into this DLC. And I hope they don't. I don't think anybody playing this DLC would use their Sacred Waters to level up their Trunks. Unless you want the DLC to be easy and fast. And you know what I'm saying? For the sake. And it's interesting because here in this part, they talk about training. Training on Earth. I thought that was very interesting. I think that's exactly what that scan says. Let me pull it up real quick. I forget that I'm live. I'm not recording a video, so I can kind of let my hair down, if you will. I think that scan specifically says training on Earth. Let me pull it up. Give me a second. I'm not going to pull it up on y'all's screen, but I'm pulling it up in my phone because I got the translation. It says, block the plan of form and regain the true future. Power up after training in the world. That's what it says. It talks about training in the world or whatever. So training, that's the second time in the V-Jump that they've mentioned training. Now, we know how they do training. What's up, Kyle? Not if you can level him with the same way with the Sacred Waters. Yeah, I don't think the Sacred Waters will be a part of DLC 3. I hope that they're not. Like I said, I don't think anybody would use them. It doesn't make sense to make the Sacred Waters a part of DLC 3, in my opinion. Because then if you want it to be easier, yeah. But I want to level them up. But yeah, this one talks about training. The first V-Jump we got talked about training. So I'm wondering, are they going to do something different with training in this DLC? Because here's the thing, whenever we trained to unlock new skills, listen to this now. When we trained in the game with new skills, we actually trained against different people. Who is Trunks going to train against? He has him and Gohan. He doesn't know any of the other Z Warriors, so it doesn't make sense to have him do the training with them. The little blue shadow people or whatever. He could do it against himself, but who is he going to do it against? You see what I'm saying? So maybe they are going to take a different approach to training. Does that make sense? I think they're saying playable for newcomers. No way they will have two different trunks. I think it's the same trunk. I think it's the same trunks too. But, you know, there are people who see playable character and they look at it as a separate individual. I can't wait to see how Trunks got his sword. If they show it, I don't see why they don't. I don't know why they wouldn't show it. You know what I'm saying? Let me get straight to it, man. Let me get straight to what I want to talk about real quick. I want to talk about this scan right here, but we're gonna look at it on here, okay? Let me move this down here. Give me a sec. Okay, is this it? Let me go here. Is this it? Let me maximize. Let me maximize the screen. There we go. Okay, guys, I want to look at this scan here. Okay, this is the trunk scan that's really important, man. I'm finna blow your socks off. You feel me? Let's zoom in here. I want to show y'all something. First of all, let's look up top. We can't see any, I don't see anything who he's actually shooting this blast at. I mean, you could, that Riken talked about that looking like a tail. It could, but I don't know. I think that's a reach. I don't think he's fighting Cell here. The reason why I don't think he's fighting Cell, because if you look at his clothing, guys, right here, he's not in his Saiyan armor. He's not in his Saiyan armor. He's clearly in his pants and his jacket. Okay? Can you get a birthday shout out? Happy birthday, Pedro. Feliz cumpleaños, mi amigo, eh? Órale, pues. Nah, but happy birthday, man. This is Trunks in his pants, his jean jacket. Guys, what do you see missing? I don't see a sword. In the V-Jump scan, he has the sword on. The only reason he has the sword on in his V-Jump scan is because that's the scan that they use for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. You feel what I'm saying? But look at this. This is a back shot. Pause. And I know this is a back shot because look at his shoes. They're pointing down. Look at that. That's the heel of the shoe right there. That's the heel of the shoe. Look at the jacket. It's clearly gray on the back. It goes around like that. There is no break in this jacket. On Trunks' jacket, he has an opening. This is a view from behind Trunks. You see the fingers are pointed outward. You can see his hair. I was like, what is this on the bottom? That's his hair because he's looking up. This is from behind. They are showing you that he doesn't have a sword here. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? This Trunks doesn't have a sword. So that confirms to me without a shadow of a doubt. That confirms to me without a shadow of a doubt that this is indeed the Trunks that we have from the main game. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? That will be the Trunks that we have in the main game. Sorry, I'm pulling up my chat and stuff like that. You Portuguese, close enough? Okay, my bad, man. Those are pants, not Trunks, you silly goose. But yeah, so that scan alone, dude, this scan right here confirms that the Trunks that we'll be playing with is the Trunks that we currently have unlocked in the game. So, you know, and the fact that the V-Jump scan here is saying, see the ending with your own eyes. That's what this is saying. That's what this says here. See the ending with your own eyes. You have Trunks laying there with Gohan. The androids, they sitting there eating. Gohan, Trunks going Super Saiyan. Then you have the fight with Imperfect Cell right here going on. Trunks, you know, and clearly he doesn't look challenged. Okay, this is the end. This is the end. And then you have this, you know, Trunks playable, man. Like, this is so dope to me. Do you think the start of DLC 3 will have us playing as Kid Gohan right after Goku died from the virus? I don't think so. The reason why is because even in the trailer, it tells us that the DLC basically starts 13 years after that happened. Now, there could be some sub-quests or some flashbacks or something to that effect, but I don't think so. Because you got to think, the DLC isn't about Goku. Gohan. It's about Trunks. That's why it's called Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Trunks, future warrior of hope. Okay? But like I said, this scan here confirms that it will be Trunks, the unlockable character that we currently have in the game. So what they'll end up, and like I told y'all, I said a long time ago, this Trunks would be, he's an unlockable character. He's a precursor to something, and that's what he's a precursor to. Like I said here, you can see the jacket opens up in the front. It's not like that in the scan, like we showed y'all. It's clearly closed in the front. His head is looking up. This is a shot from behind Trunks. Pause. And he doesn't have the sword. Very similar to the Trunks that we currently have in the game right now. He doesn't have his sword as well. He lost it against Android 18. I really would like to see them talk about how he got his sword. It's speculated that Gohan gave him the sword. We talked about that in an older video. We know that Gohan was given a sword by Piccolo when he was younger. And so we do know that, you know, like father, like son, quote unquote, we know that Gohan, it would make sense for him to give Trunks a sword. Now, if you watch the history of Trunks, you'll come to know that Trunks doesn't get his sword until until after Gohan dies. Once Gohan dies in the history of Trunks, then you see him go into the closet while his mom is building the time machine, and he gets the sword. He gets the sword out the closet. He comes out the closet with the sword, goes and fights the androids. Even here, he's pictured with the sword in his hand. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's dope, dude. I'm super excited for this. It's gonna be dark. It's gonna be a very, very in-depth story. I don't see how anybody still questions how the DLC could be 6, 8 to 12 hours. I say at the least, this DLC will be at least 6 hours. That's my opinion. The DLC is going to make me nervous with the new mechanic where you have to run around and not get caught. I was so happy they put that in there, dude. It was crazy because we said that, and that ended up in the game. I was like, dude, this would be so cool if they did this. Okay, this is the actual scene right here. Y'all see this scan right here? This is the scene. When Trunks goes into the closet on this scene, he comes out with the sword. He goes into the closet to get the sword. Now, you know, it is what it is. It's just, dude, Pepper Town, the time machine. You know there's going to be a sub-quest where we got to go out and find parts for the time machine. I would be surprised if it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I would be like, nah, that don't make sense, dude, you know. Now, as far as going back in time, will we actually get to play that part of the DLC? True, but the swords don't match? What do you mean the sword doesn't match? I'm not talking about Gohan's sword. I'm not talking about the little sword that Piccolo gave him when he was younger. Yeah, those are two different swords. I'm the sword that Trunks gets. I mean, who knows where Gohan got it? You got to think it's in a different timeline. So all of that could be different. If we get to go back, I know some people are going to be upset because they're like, oh, we already played that part. Who cares? Who really cares? I don't. If I got to go back and fight Frieza again, that's fun to me. That's cool. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? If we get I thought the fight with King Cold could have been a little more fleshed out, but whatever. You know, I wouldn't trip. I don't think we would, but it's possible. I'm saying put on your seatbelts. You know what I'm saying? This is something that I would like to see when we go back in time. Like some turning points. The time flow of this timeline was the same as the main timeline until age 764. The events changed when future Goku killed future Frieza. See, that and they're talking about the main timeline. Goku didn't kill Frieza, and he killed him in Trunks' timeline. Goku was the one that killed him. You see what I'm saying? But Trunks coming back in time altered that timeline when he was the one that killed Frieza and King Cold. After using instant transmission to return to Earth. Which is weird that he uses instant transmission in Trunks' timeline to return to Earth. He didn't use it. He used the spaceship to return to Earth in that particular timeline. In this timeline, a Trunks from the future never came, leading the Z Fighters to not being aware of the androids during the 3 years of peace that existed before their arrival. Speaking of 3 years of peace, guys, the history of Trunks has a lot of time skips. You know, there's like 2-3 year time skips at least, if I'm not mistaken. Future Goku, unaware of the heart virus until it was too late, died in age 766. 6 months before the androids appeared, the Z Fighters are subsequently killed by the androids except for future Gohan, who survived to fight them but is killed by them in age 780. Due to Trunks' alteration of the past via the time machine, the future villainous Goku Black and future Zamasu would later appear in this timeline for the Project Zero Mortals to commence several years later after the android's demise in age 796 and proceed to wreak havoc and destruction in this timeline. Now, one thing that I want y'all to be aware of, because people have asked about Dabura. Dabura, at the time the androids are roaming the Earth, Dabura and Babidi are roaming the Earth looking for energy close to that time. What's up, Boot? I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for coming in. What's up, G? Oh, Vic. Now, we have to understand that Dabura, they roamed that Earth for 10 years looking for energy. And you might say, why did it take 10 years? Because Trunks' timeline is a wasteland dang near. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, could we run into Dabura? I don't know. My speculation is that, guys, I don't get why, like, nowhere in the V-Jump scans are they talking about how difficult Cell is. Now, I'm waiting for Bandai Namco Europe to make a post. They make a post about all the DLCs on their website. I'm waiting for them to make a post about it because they are going to talk about the DLC. And either in the V-Jump or in one of those posts, they have talked about how difficult the bosses are. Remember when it was Beerus? They talked about, oh, we fought Beerus 10 times and we only won once. In Frieza, they talked about how difficult his fight was going to be, and they actually leveled up Beerus as well. This is what's interesting, guys. I haven't seen, even in the last V-Jump scans, where they talk about the quote-unquote difficulty of the bosses will be fighting. Now, we know that in the main story, Android 17 and 18 are going to be difficult to deal with. They're going to be so difficult to deal with that the game, whenever you encounter Android 17 and 18 in the wild, you're not going to be able to beat them. The only way you're going to be able to escape them, the V-Jump said, there's going to be certain criteria that we have to meet in order to escape them. Now, guys, if you don't know, you can escape a fight in the wild. If you go into Kakarot right now and you encounter one of the random NPCs that's in the air to fight you, if you don't lock on to them and you fly away, you can escape. You're not going to be able to do that with the androids. There's going to have to be something that you have to do in order to escape them. Otherwise, you're going to have to fight them till, I guess, you deplete their energy. You know what I'm saying? That's really dope. That's really dope, and I really like that. The him a genius, relax with these knowledge. What's up, man? What's up? What's up? Just speculation, because the sword be the Z sword. You never know what sword. No, I don't. This, could you say? Are you saying could this sword be the Z sword? No, that's Trunks' sword. That's, you know, this is the generic scan for Trunks. So, who do you think is the final boss we're gonna fight? That's what I'm talking about right now. I think the final boss. I find it hard to believe that Cell is going to be the final boss in this DLC. Because even in these scans, guys, they don't talk about his skills doing a ton of damage. Now, when they talked about the androids, they did talk about their skills being powered up and doing a ton of damage. Goku Black is not going to be a hidden boss. I'm sorry. No, they're not doing super. When they talked about the androids in the last V-Jump, they did talk about how difficult or how powerful their attacks would be. But with Cell, they're not talking about his attacks being that powerful. Also, we know with Golden Frieza, they talked about how powerful his attacks would be. Yet we know that when Trunks comes back into his timeline after training with Vegeta and them, he literally just destroys the androids and Cell easily. But that doesn't mean that in the DLC they won't make it a tough fight. Even though we know in the history of Trunks it was not a tough fight. Matter of fact, it's not in this article because this is talking about the history of Trunks. But if you go look at the Cell saga, it even tells you how that Trunks defeated Cell easily. Easily. That's what it says. It says easily. So we know that, he defeated him easily. So I'm wondering, will they still keep that up. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I thought was interesting as well. And it's going to be hilarious is how difficult it will be when people pop off about how easy the game has been so far, especially if they keep. Yeah, and that's the thing. People wondered why they gave us. They was like, I'm still hearing people say, I hope Dabura's the main boss. It would make sense to make Dabura the main boss because we know that Trunks fights Dabura in his timeline. And it ain't even, guys, I've proven that it's not because of Dragon Ball Super. Remember the game Shin Budokai that I played on the channel? The Shin Budokai game that I played on the channel, let me go to where that video was at. Where is it? Where did we play Shin Budokai? It's somewhere. Where is it at? Dude, I have to be missing it. Infinite World. It wasn't on Infinite World. Right here. Shin Budokai. I mean, you can even see the highlight there. Trunks fights against Dabura. Guys, this game right here came out in 2008. So for the people that are saying, oh, Trunks, they only showed that in Super. They may have shown it in the Super anime, but it's been understood in the Dragon Ball community that Trunks fought against Dabura well before that. You know what I'm saying? Dabura and Babidi. Now, the story backline to Shin Budokai was that they were going to go back in time, or that Babidi gained knowledge of that he searched Trunks' mind, got knowledge of the time machine, and they were going back in time. They went back in time, actually, to gain energy to revive Majin Buu in Trunks' timeline. Trunks even became Super Saiyan 2. Exactly, and that's why I'm pushing for the fight with Dabura to happen, because Trunks does become Super Saiyan 2 in the fight with Dabura. I don't think... let's type in future Dabura, because it's going to give us some outline about that here as well. Now, this I don't like. It says that, the anime, and then you have the manga version, which the manga was also in Dragon Ball Super. In the anime, it says he appeared in Dragon Ball Super, but future Dabura also appears in the Shin Budokai game. Do I think Toyomura would be a hidden boss? I don't think so. I don't hope so. I don't like the idea of that, to be honest. Even though I know they went there in like Xenoverse, they could bring Toyomura into it. I wouldn't be surprised if they did, but I would much rather have Dabura, because when he fought Dabura, he goes Super Saiyan 2. And in order for him to fight Dabura, he has to go and train with the Supreme Kai, which is also dope, because then that means we'll have an off-planet location, and it makes the game longer. Gives us more to do. Back when PSP was big back then, my friend only had the Japanese version. So whose timeline is the original, Cell's or Trunks? I don't know. Cell is in Trunks' timeline. They really messed up Super Saiyan 2 Trunks' hairstyle. Should have looked better than that flat look. The Super Saiyan 2 Gohan looked almost. So future Dabura, they showed him in the anime and the manga, but we know, like here even, look, he ain't got the jacket on. He's got the sword. And this is from the manga version. In the anime version that you're looking at here, he has a different hairstyle. He's wearing a jacket in the anime version. See what I'm saying? Like, even people say, oh, it has to. No, it doesn't have to be exactly like that. Anime and the manga, here's the thing that people understand with Dragon Ball. Akira Toriyama, especially in the Super part, he gave them an outline, and they do their own thing with it. You know what I'm saying? So you see here in the manga version that he doesn't have his sword. I mean, this is the Z sword that he's fighting with. We know that Dabura ends up spitting on the Z sword. See, that's not Trunks' sword, it's the Z sword. Dabura spits on the sword, and then it shatters. Now, the Elder Kai didn't come out because Dabura, he spit on it, so everything is turned to stone, and then he destroys it with a ki blast. And then you see here the Dragon Ball Super in the anime version, he's fighting with his sword. In the anime version, he doesn't train with Supreme Kai. I mean, he does, but he doesn't get the Z sword. When he's telling the story, he just fights, the Supreme Kai warns him and helps him prepare for it. And then you see here, this is from the Shin Budokai game in 2008. Got to point that out for the people in the back. That's from the anime version. That's his sword, not the Z sword. Dabura still spits on it, and it shatters. But in the anime version, it wasn't his sword. It was Trunks' sword. It wasn't the Z sword. So there are major differences, but even between the anime and the manga. So we have to keep all of that in mind. I don't know why I jumped into the V-Jump stuff. We got to get out of that. So, and that's what it's telling you here. Other Dragon Ball stories. Future Dabura appears in the World Martial Arts Tournament with Future Babidi and stole the energy of the tournament fighters to resurrect Future Majin Buu. Now, we know, Trunks is wearing the Saiyan armor, which is very interesting because he has that in the DLC as well. Because, but we know that he's going to be wearing the jean jacket because we see it in the scan right there. Let me get to the comments. I'm sorry, y'all. Hopefully they release DLC before the end of this month. It won't be before the end of this month. It's coming out in the summer. Huh? Okay. I got to pick my daughter up in a little, so I'm not going to be streaming too much longer. But anyway, in my opinion, this DLC is going to be kind of a what-if story. No, it ain't going to be a what-if story. I think, they'll go into more detail about everything. And because this game has prided itself on answering a bunch of unanswered questions, if that makes sense. So, Cell was in Trunks' time because he couldn't find the androids in his own. He said he killed Trunks to steal the time machine. Yes. At the end of the matches, are they going with the same thing or maybe make some new cutscenes? I'm sure there'll be some new stuff in there. Is this timeline where he trains with the Supreme Kai, the one that kills Cell with him? Yeah. So, like I said, in this one, they talked about it in the Super manga and the anime, but, he trained with and the manga is even different than the anime, where he trains with the Supreme Kai, kills, blase. But like I said, people was like, oh, but that's Dragon Ball Super. And I'm like, yo, Trunks fought Dabura in an older video game that came out in 2008, guys. Dragon Ball Super wasn't even almost out in 2008, dude. And that's a whole spiel on that. So there's a lot of different things going on here. And I say that because this is the reason, I'm saying that this game, that even in the game, Dabura and them fought Trunks. So it's possible. I don't think it'll happen, honestly. I just wish that it would have, because then that would give us Super Saiyan 2 Trunks. But that would be dope, bro. That would be really dope. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but I really hope people get they butt handed to them in DLC 3. They will. I believe it will. I believe people will. But that's what I was saying, too. Why they gave us Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue first. Guys, they want to literally... The reason they did it is this. This is my speculation, okay? I believe they gave us Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue first instead of giving us the history of Trunks first, because they know that this is a full-fledged DLC. Like this, I'm going to tell you, think of this game more like an expansion rather than a DLC. But anyway, what better way to create the sense of dread, to create the sense of powerlessness, to create the sense of survival, to create a true sense of experiencing a world without Goku, and how important and how powerful having Goku would be, guys. Think if this came out before all of this. Look at how powerful Goku and Vegeta was with Super Saiyan God. And then look at how much more powerful they made them with Super Saiyan Blue. Guys, Goku and Vegeta with Super Saiyan Blue in this game is unstoppable. So now that we've experienced that, guys, picture playing a DLC where this isn't there. You see what I'm saying? The DLC drops in the summer. They haven't put official release date. Am I building up the story yet for you? Does that make sense as to why? I mean, I know already with me saying that, you guys can already see why they gave us these two first. Because after having played with Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta, Now you can see. Imagine getting into this DLC and fighting the androids with Kid Trunks and Adult Gohan, and they kicking your butt, and you like the first thing people are gonna think, man, if I had Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta, I'd mop the floor with these androids. But guess what? They're not there. Anytime, man, anytime. You see what I'm saying? But they're not there. This is why they gave us Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan God first. Because they wanted to build up. They wanted to show you Goku's maximum power and then strip it all away and throw you into a world that doesn't have Goku around. This DLC is going to make you wish you could play with Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, and Vegeta, dude. That's why they gave us Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue before they gave us this DLC. They could have easily made this one first, no problem. But somebody sat down and said, hold up. What if we give them Super Saiyan Blue and God, we show them the power of Super Saiyan Blue and God, and then we strip it away, we throw them into a world that doesn't have Goku in it? Dude, that's why. Just me talking about that. I know I'm going to hop in this DLC, and I know it's going to be... Matter of fact, I want y'all to go into the game against Golden Frieza and play with the Trunks that we have in the game right now. Let me know how long you last doing that. Yeah, they going to put the skibbity paps down on you. You know what I'm saying? Go into the game right now, playing with future Trunks, and let me know how that works out for you. Guys, I've done it. It doesn't... You feel powerless. And then you will immediately be like, you will switch to Goku or Vegeta, and all of a sudden you're not as powerless as you were when you fight with the Gohan, Piccolo, or Trunks. Go right now in the Golden Frieza DLC and go fight Golden Frieza at level 300 with Trunks. Let me know how that comes out. With Ultimate Gohan, let me know how that comes out. With Piccolo, let me know how that comes out. And then go and fight him with Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, and Vegeta. Guys, the way I got my Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, and Vegeta set up, when they go Surge mode, they get basically unlimited health. I mean, you can just spam attacks. They are powerful. Piccolo is dead, so no, you wouldn't have him fused with Kami in the DLC. The DLC is coming out in the summer. They hadn't said when exactly. Spot on. So that's why they gave us Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan God first. But I wanted to show y'all this, guys, because like I said in this scan, for those of y'all who just came in, this Trunks doesn't have a sword. And so that confirms to me that it'll be the Trunks that we currently have unlocked in the game right now. Okay? That's the big thing that I wanted to show to confirm that Trunks is going to be playable. But I think, like I said, it's going to be a singular Trunks. I think this Trunks grows up into that Trunks. And so I don't think we're going to get two different Trunks. And a bigger question people are asking, is Gohan going to be playable? Yeah, he's going to be playable, all right. But after he dies, I think he's just going to be exactly that. He's going to be dead. And this is Gohan giving Trunks the Sensu Bean before, instead of using it himself, androids, they blasting Gohan away, bro. Gohan's out of here. The one-arm Kamehameha, and I can tell, man, that's a cutscene, and it looks phenomenal. And then you have Trunks sitting here holding Gohan's head. He's holding Gohan. Look, that's Gohan's chin right there. He's on his side. Maybe he was face down. I'm not sure. But Gohan's dead, bro. Trunks going to go Super Saiyan. Fight the androids. We're going to go back in time. I don't know if we'll get to play it or not. Hopefully we do it. It'll be cool. And then we get to come back, defeat the androids in our jacketless Trunks form in his fashion. And then we're going to have a time skip. Where more likely, it's going to be a time skip, but I'm more than likely, we're going to get the train and level up. Like this Trunks, basically, I think Geovic said something about that earlier. That Trunks is going to get he's going to have a new skill tree with more moves and stuff like that. So the thing about that is, guys, you better gather up your Z-Orbs. You better gather up all the D-Metals you can on this Trunks that we have currently in the game. Because he's going to be the one to level, get those new attacks and stuff like that. Does that make sense? Get him to level 300. Get all the Z orbs and D metals that you can because you're going to need them. You see what I'm saying? But guys, I'm ending the stream there. I hope this has been informative. There's more content coming. I got to go pick up my daughter, man. Got to go pick her up. So till next time, y'all. Thanks for watching. Peace.